What's up, guys? It's your boy Prime Rush here, back with our week 2 game of the UGL versus my boy Samu. Uh, Hopefully we get the dub this week. We are 1-0 right now in the UGL, and we are hoping to get this dub this week. As his team is super scary, and like I said, I'll read his team out, and you follow along. And the team should be on this side here. So he has Toxapex, Alakazam, Arcanine, Celebi, Surfetch'd, Gardevoir, Flapple, Butterfree, Steelix, Skuntank, and Luxray. Now the mons I am most scared of against his team are Alakazam, Gardevoir, and Flapple. Those are the 3 mons that I'm most scared of on his team. For one, I'm not bringing my fairy type, so him going for outrage freely is going to be a problem. 2, I don't have the best psychic switch-ins other than Incineroar. So hopefully he does the work. And then fairy type coverage, I have that covered mostly. So hopefully we get the dub, and like I said, we will go through the team and see what's good. So we start off with our Palossand. We are bringing our Black Sand, Alves, the Palossand, holding that leftovers with water compaction, Scorching Sands so that we could potentially get a burn on one of his mons, Shadow Ball, Stockpile, and Shore Up. 252 HP, 172 defense, bold nature, 68 special attack, and 12 special defense. We're running that enough special attack so we could 2-hit KO Flapple with Shadow Ball. Max HP, running that much defense, so that if we stockpile up, we can live. Stockpile up. And let me get my words together. We're running 172 defense, so we can live physical hits from some of his physical threats, such as the Steelix and the Arcanine. But we have this 12 special defense, so that once we get a stockpile up, we can live some hits from the Gardevoir, live some hits from the from the Alakazam, and then we also have Shore Up for recovery. So this is going to be really good for us, and hopefully it comes through. I feel like Elvis is going to put a lot of work in this game. I just hope it does. Next up, we have our boy Morgan, the Incineroar, holding that AV this week. Not really stressed about rocks this week because his only rock setter is Steelix. So Steelix and Celebi, but I don't think if he brings Celebi, he'll bring a support Celebi. And Steelix, if he does bring rocks on Steelix, Spence is always a switch-in, as well as our Miltank. And then also having the threat of Rapid Spin with Magic Bounce is going to be hard for him to put up rocks. But we're running AV Incineroar because Alakazam, Celebi, and Gardevoir are threats. We're running U-Turn, Knockoff, Flare Blitz, and Earthquake, max HP, 212 Spadef, and then we're also running that enough speed to outspeed Banded, max speed Surfetch'd. So we could do that, get a U-turn off, and then we could go into like Spence or something like that. But this is mainly to counteract the Alakazam, to counteract the Gardevoir, and mons like that. So Morgan's going to have to put in overtime, especially with those 2 threats on the field. And then next up is our boy Spence, the Tentacle, rocking out with that shiny, with the green and blue on his like shell skull thing. But we're running Black Sledge, we're running Clear Body this week we're running Clear Body mainly. I don't know why we're running Clear Body. Really good question. Oh, so we don't get intimidated for knockoff. Got it. Even though we're running minus attack nature, I still want knockoff to do a pretty good amount to Arcanine. Even if we do knock off like heavy duty boots or something like that, or if he comes in with Alakazam or comes in with guard, things like that. I do want Knockoff to do a significant amount of damage. Also have Scald and Sludge Bomb. Sludge Bomb is there for guard, and Scald is just there for general GP for the rest of his mons. Black Sludge for recovery, 244 HP, 132 defense, 16 special attack, and 116 speed. So we get outspeed, I believe it's bulky Arcanine. I think it's bulky Arcanine. Oh no, it's not bulky Arcanine. It's Luxray. It's max speed Luxray. Luxray is an issue too, but I think Alvis can deal with Luxray for the most part. But here's the set. Next up we have the Boarding Cow JJ. Our Choppleberry Miltank with Sap Sipper. Miltank is going to be so good this game because it sits in front of his entire team for the most part. It's Stealth Rock, Heal Bell, Seismic Toss, Miltank, Choppleberry, so that we can live fighting hits from. Here's the list: Focus Blast from Alakazam, Close Combat from Arcanine, Close Combat from Surfetch'd, Focus Blast from Gardevoir, Body Press from Steelix, Superpower from Luxray. So bringing this is going to be super crucial that we live those hits, and the Choppleberry will pop off this week. Be able to get rocks up, 204 defense, Bold Nature, 252 HP, 52 special defense, so that we can live special hits on the side without from Alakazam if it comes down to that, and get some guaranteed damage off on that thing. And Miltank is there for longevity. Now we get to the offensive threats. Alvis was our pseudo offensive threat, but he's still kind of a wall. So here's our offensive threats for the week. We have Penelope, our Espeon, holding that Life Orb with the Magic Bounce, rocking Psychic, Shadow Ball, Dazzling Gleam, and Baton Pass. So the reason that we're bringing a modest nature 252 max attack, max special attack, max speed for special defense Espeon is because it just hits so hard. It does a number of Toxapex. It OHKOs a lot of things on his team, does a lot of damage, and to be honest with you, Steelix is not going to want to switch in on this thing. I think he's going to bring Skunk Tank for this game, just so that he can do some things and come in on Penelope. But even Dazzling Gleam is 2-hit KOing Skunk Tank. So if I get it down into range, it's going to be doing a good amount of damage to Penelope. And the good thing is about Skunk Tank is that Incineroar can be a switch in unless it has Toxic. And at that point, I could just knock off or U-turn or Earthquake or something like that. Earthquake, for general purposes, does a lot of work to his team. So it's going to be really good. And then I also have Baton Pass just so I could get momentum. Say that I'm in on Toxapex and he's not going to want to stay in. I could Baton Pass out into whatever he wants to go into and get my switch in accordingly. So like for instance, like if I switch in Espeon to Toxapex and he wants to switch out, I go for Baton Pass, and say he comes in with like Steelix or something like that, I could switch out and it could go to Alvis, and it would be that simple. And then I start stockpiling up against him, and then at that point it could be GG, because with 3 stockpiles up, Alvis is not dying to a lot of things on his team at all. So that's kind of the plan. Bait the Toxapex, come in with Alvis, and just start doing work. Last but not least, we have Gideon as our sweeper for the week. The Halucha with the White Herb, rocking Acrobatics, Close Combat, Taunt, and Swords Dance. Max attack, 236 speed, so we could outspeed his base 100, and then 12 HP. If I'm able to taunt the Arcanine or the Toxapex, get an SD up, and start close combating his entire team, this thing goes to work. Whenever I mean goes to work, I mean this thing goes to work. and it's going to be really hard to stop, just in general. The Arcanine could have extreme speed, which is kind of sucks, but just in generalities, +2 close combat is going to be doing a lot of work to his entire team. So for instance, like I could taunt the Will-O-Wisp, on Arcanine, get an SD up, and then go to work at that point. Toxapex can come in and haze me, but at that point I'll taunt the Toxapex as well, and I'll get another SD up. So I feel like Taunt Hawlucha is going to be super good this week, and it's just going to be really, really good for this team. So yeah, this is the team, guys. Super excited, super hyped for this game. But guys, if you're hyped for the game yourself, smash the like button down below for me, because you already know your support is greatly appreciated. And with that, guys, I'm out this thing. Peace.